Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Jam Creates.
All right, I'm not gonna keep doing that because I already have somewhat of a sore throat today. This is anyway. Yes, hi, Jam Creates here. This is Blood Realm issue 3. This is the 3rd issue in a 3-issue limited series from Alterna Comics, and brought to you by Robert Geronimo. If you watch my channel for any length of time, you saw my reviews of issues 1 and 2. You know I thoroughly enjoyed both those books, and really was looking forward to see what else was going to happen with this series. And so I was very excited. Well, I was very disappointed when I couldn't get the book at my comic book shop, so I had to order it online, and thankfully it came, and now it's here. And so here's my review of this. I'm going to try... Well, I'm definitely not going to spoil the end, okay? So if you're worried about any spoilers, there might be some spoilers in here because it's the final issue. It's kind of hard not to have spoilers. But I'm not going to spoil the ending for sure, okay? So if you're worried about that, it's not going to happen. I will not spoil the ending. So this is the Dark Covenant storyline. And the reason I mention that is because they've already announced that they are doing another Blood Realm limited series this year. I think it's starting in April. So that I'm very excited about that. So anyway, we jump into it. If you remember last time, the 3 sisters, 2 of them are now dead. This is the one ascending into heaven. And the last one and our little imp guy that they rescued go into the tower where the bad guys were trying to get General Gorn and his Satrians. I forget if I'm pronouncing that right or not. The army is right outside. They're on their way in, and they're coming for this. They're coming for the Dark Heart. And if they can get it, it will be lights out for everybody else. It'll mean that Gorn will be able to take over the world, basically, and destroy the last kingdom of man. Because he'll be given this power. So they go in, and there's the heart. So they approach the heart, and the sister does something that shocks the imp. Yummy. She eats the heart. She begins to eat the heart. That's the only way to destroy it, apparently, is to consume it. But when she does that, this evil spirit comes and takes her and kind of possesses her in a way, and you can see she don't look like herself. And the imp says he was no longer looking at. If you see that shadow, by the way, that's Beans. Say hello, Beans. Yes, see, Beans is helping me review comics. Hi, buddy. Okay, can I finish my review now, bud? Okay, thank you. So anyway. Special appearance by Beans, the Chewini. So anyway, he says, he's looking into the face of Lord Cyphus himself. And if you've ever been on Twitter and you tweet about Blood Realm, by the way, Lord Cyphus is very likely to tweet something at you. So just so you know, this evil demonic thing, he's on Twitter. Not that that's a big surprise. I mean, if you've ever interacted with a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of them are dark, demonic creatures. Anyway, that's beside the point. So you get this really creepy shot right here. I love that. She grabs him. She's choking him. She's going crazy. Eventually, she lets him go, though, and she dives out the window, and she kills herself to hopefully put an end to the evil that's there. And I am going to literally just stop there. That's page 11. So I'm going to stop right there because otherwise we're going to get into spoilers, and I really don't want to spoil what happens. It's a 3-issue series, so it's really short. I don't want to spoil it for you guys because there's just some big things that happen from this point on. Even this was kind of a spoiler. But honestly, I mean, we're talking about the 2nd page when she eats the heart. So, anyway, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to jump ahead because they have a little art section at the back, which I thought was cool. We got some artwork by some people. I don't want to turn. Let me see. Hold on. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay, good. Here's the art gallery. You've got Robert Geronimo, who of course is the creator. Mark Wang, who has an amazing Twitter handle. Ouch, you slouch. Uh, Kendall Eddy, Brian Profilio, and Michael O'Shea with colors by Jose Exposito. And they did these pages, these art pages that you see in the final bit of the book here, which is cool. I thought this was a really neat idea. We get some really cool looking art. That's a nice touch, like, you know, little extra. It's a very inspiring. This book is very inspiring for art, I would say, just because it's so different. The art style is so different from anything else that's out there. You know, it really is just very, very different from anything else that you'll buy. It doesn't look like, obviously, it doesn't look like a superhero book. It doesn't look like, I mean, it's more of like a horror fantasy, I guess, in a way. It's a very dark fantasy story. And when I met Robert, I'm going to name drop. I met the creator at New York City Comic Con just for a couple of minutes. Like, we just chit-chatted, and I was saying how I couldn't find the first issue in my comic store. And luckily, they had it there at Comic Con, so I bought it from them, and he autographed it for me, which was mad cool. But I talked to him for a minute or two, and he was saying how when he pitched the story to Peter Simeti, you know, he was pitching all the crazy stuff that was going to happen, and Peter was like, yes, let's do it. So, yes, Beans, I know, I see you. So, yeah, I know, you want to play. I'm going to play with you in just a minute, okay, buddy? Sorry for the interruption, but hey, you know what? If Mike S. Miller can have his kids running around, I can have my dog barking in the background. Besides, you guys are used to my turn signal anyway when I'm driving the car. But anyway, as far as the art goes, it's just so unique and it's so different. But here's the thing. Now, some of you might remember me talking about the Sierra Muerte, that new G.I. Joe book, and how awful the art was, and it made no sense for that to be the art in a G.I. Joe book. This art, if this was an issue of, let's say, Spider-Man, like, obviously that would not make a lick of sense to have Spider-Man with this style of art. Like, it just wouldn't, or Superman or something like that. Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. Like, it would just be silly. It would be weird, and it wouldn't make a lot of sense. However, this is what I'm talking about. This is a perfect blending of an art style and a story. This is an incredibly dark, you know, scary, horror-ish fantasy world where things are just bad. There is a lot of bad stuff in this world, and monsters and weird creatures and beings that want to kill you, and just all sorts of horrible, horrible things in this world. And this artwork is such a great way of capturing that. It really portrays it in such a wonderful way. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, the guy who did that G.I. Joe book, maybe if he was doing something else, it would have worked, but it's just a bad blend of story and art. This is a perfect blend of story and art. This is, I mean, it reminds me, at times it reminds me of wood carvings. At other times it reminds me of things you might see on like an old tapestry hanging in a castle somewhere. Other times it reminds me of stained glass. I remember in issue 2 there was specifically, but there's just so many, like, it just works. It really works for this story. Would it work for other stories? I don't know. Maybe if you got the right writer writing the correct story, it probably, you know, I'm sure you could find something. And obviously, it's going to work for the next series of Blood Realm. But it just works. It works perfectly, and the story is really good. The story is, it gets you. The first issue really kind of like lulls you in a little bit with lots of lore. It's very lore heavy, and then the second issue just, oh my god, stuff just starts happening, and it starts happening fast. And it's the same in this issue. Things start to happen, big things happen, and they happen quickly, one after another, boom, 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 and then suddenly the story's over and you're like, holy crow, what did I just read? This is amazing. I really could not recommend this book more. And I definitely would recommend getting the entire series. If you've got to go online and order it, I know it was reprinted now a couple times, I believe. I think it was reprinted. I think the first issue was reprinted like 3 or 4 times or something like that. It was like a new record for Alterna as far as reprints go. So anyway, if you're wondering about checking out Blood Realm, definitely do it. I would certainly recommend. Pick up all 3 issues, read the whole thing. It's 3 issues, they're $1.50 each. I think you could find that in your couch. And if you're really cheap, I'm pretty sure they're available on Comixology for 99 cents each. So if you want to read them digitally, you could do that too. Although I kind of prefer reading these in a physical form, especially these, just because of the art and the way it feels and everything. In a way, it kind of feels like something that you found that you weren't supposed to find. Like, it was like a book that was somewhere that you almost feel like a kid who found this book that you weren't supposed to read. It wasn't meant for you to read. And it's scary and it's dark and it's eerie and it's creepy. And it really, it hits all those things really, really well. So I have to say, absolutely, job well done to Robert Geronimo and the crew overall at Alterna for putting this book out, putting it together, and doing a really good job. So it's my highest recommendation for sure. And if you like this book, let me know. If you read it, hit me up in the comments. Tell me all about it. I'd love to see what you guys thought of it as well. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff, okay? And follow me on Twitter. I'm at jam_creates. We are over 70 subscribers now, people. How amazing is this? I am so excited. You have no idea. Like, dude, just a couple of weeks ago, I was stuck at 35 or something like that. And it was just hanging there forever, it felt like. And now all of a sudden I'm over 70. You guys are awesome. So keep it up. Spread the word. Let's grow this channel. We'll get some more stuff going. And I've got more comic reviews coming. I've got at least 3 or 4 more Alterna books to review that I got in the mail. I'm losing my voice. So that's it. I'm going to go, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.